Hi everyone, today we are going to introduce some simple techniques to easily level up your skills to differentiate exponential functions. Now before starting, do please subscribe to this channel to receive regular math techniques and tutorials, and as always, feel free to ask any questions in the comments box below. The exponential function is a math function denoted by an e that you see over here. We can differentiate this function with respect to x in just two easy steps. The very first step, zoom straight in to the power, differentiate what you see. With the result, multiply that value in front of the e. The second and final step, retain the original function, copy down the original, and in this case it is e to the power of 3x, and write it over here. The two terms are a product of each other. So that's it. This is the derivative of e to the power of 3x. Now let's try to explore a similar question so that we can remember the flow. Zoom in to the power, differentiate it, which gives us 2x plus 3. Now place them within the bracket at the front. And the final step, copy the original function down to get the derivative. It's that simple and easy. Now some questions involve two or more exponential terms, but the technique is exactly the same. We could start off by differentiating term by term, starting with the first one. Differentiate the power again, giving us 2, copy the original function, plus differentiate 3x, giving us 3, but at the same time we can multiply it to the coefficient 2 to give us 6. Now copy the original function down again and place it over here. So this is the derivative. However, some questions are not that straightforward. So here we see that we have exponential terms, but they are encapsulated in a bracket with a power 3. Now it doesn't make sense to expand using the binomial theorem as it is quite tedious to do so. So we can employ the chain rule. Now this is how it goes. Bring down the power 3, copy the terms in the bracket, minus 1 to the original power, giving us 2, and differentiate whatever terms that are within the bracket, which is 5e to the power of 5x plus 8x. At this point, try to see if you can factorize out any common terms, and it seems like we can't, so this will be the final answer. We can also employ the product rule in some situations. This is a classic example of when to apply the product rule, where you have a product of two functions containing the variable x. Now do check out the technique to apply product rule, linked in the description box below if you need a refresher. To begin, first let's keep the second function or the second part, then differentiate the first part using chain rule to obtain 3x plus 1 power 2 and multiplied by 3, plus keep the first part, which is 3x plus 1 power 3, and differentiate the second part, which gives us 2e to the power of 2x. Now let's try to factorize the common terms, which are e to the power of 2x and 3x plus 1 power 2. We will then be left with 9 plus 3x plus 1 multiplied by 2. We can put them in a square bracket over here. And this will be equals to e to the power of 2x, 3x plus 1 power 2, multiplied with 6x plus 11. So this is the derivative when we differentiate with respect to x. Now here's another type of question that requires the quotient rule to differentiate with respect to x. Now notice that it takes the form of a fraction and is a quotient of two functions. Firstly, keep the second part, which is the denominator, differentiate the first part, giving us 2e to the power of 2x. Always put a minus for the quotient rule, keep the first part, and differentiate the second, giving us e to the power of 2x multiplied by 2. And in this rule, we square the denominator. Now at this point, we can then factorize the common terms, and we can extract 2e to the power of 2x, and then we will be left with 1 plus 2x minus 1 over 1 plus 2x squared. And our answer will be 4x e to the power of 2x over 1 plus 2x squared. Now let's take a look at the last example where some students might use the quotient rule to differentiate this expression because it is in the form of a fraction. Actually, here's a quick tip. If the bases are the same, we can use the rules of indices to help us remove this fraction. Notice that the bases of the terms are e, so we can take e power 2x minus, open a bracket, x plus 2, close a bracket, and we can simplify it to become e to the power of x minus 2. Differentiating this will be much easier than using the quotient rule because we can straight away obtain the derivative, which is simply e to the power of x. Now, if you'd like to see more valuable content such as this, do remember to subscribe to this channel so that you can level up your math skills. Do remember to also check out the free practice questions and worked answers that are linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching.